So, in talking about how to make a Muk Yan Jong, for your general measurements and all that kind of stuff, I recommend that you get a copy of Grandmaster Moy Yat's Muk Yan Jong book, which I think you can find on eBay or Amazon or kungfuvideos.com, or I will post it as necessary, and that will help you with the holes. This particular jong I made out of a piece of Jamaican dogwood, which is kind of hazardous. It's all heartwood that was standing dead in the woods that we brought out. You can use a 9-inch in diameter PVC pipe, which you can sometimes find when they're laying water lines for the city, drainage lines for the city, that kind of thing. Sometimes they'll have scrap, and you just need a 5-foot piece tall. So 5-foot tall piece. So this particular arm I made by hand. This is the first jong I ever made 25 years ago or something, and it's got a lot of character to it. It was a little bit harder to make. With these arms, these are you may be able to see the detail. I'm not sure if it's showing in the photo, but you can see that these are like perfectly done. These were turned on a lathe, and what I did was I went to a woodworking shop with a piece of wood that I had gotten from some boat that came in from China at the docks. And basically what they did was they turned it on the lathe and made it perfect. Then we had a 6-sided piece of wood that it was connected to that they didn't cut, which is this, and then later I took and put on a bandsaw and cut these things here. And you can see that it's shaped to go in this hole and turn sort so that a little bit more sticks out toward the center, and even that is cut off a little bit from where it's going to hit on 2 sides. So we put it back in, it's got a little angle here where it's going to hit and a little angle down here where it hits. Then the hole in the back. This is all just done on a bandsaw. It's very, very simple. And then we place it through, and in the back we drop a pin in the hole, and that keeps it moving. These proportions are very, very important in order to be able to play the Kung Fu in practice. And when we do these movements, each of these movements isn't about how hard we can hit the jong. It's about how the jong teaches us, even the opening movement. And I make that motion, and yet I'm holding it up, but I'm also half letting it down. My arm is alive. Power's turned off, and yet it's still alive, as in contrast to just holding it up or hitting it and dropping it or losing contact. Same way when you come with a bomb, and then it's still kind of half held up, and then you drop it, and you don't go this way, of course. So it teaches us how to tighten up our Kung Fu. So anyway, when you're building it, the way that I built this one, I built it the hard way, but the easy way is you mark off where your holes are going to be, and they need to be squares or rectangles like this, not round, because it won't give it the play. You need this play, not a round hole that's going to go around like that when you strike it. Then once you draw your holes on both sides, take a spade drill bit and drill initially a hole going in toward the one you want to go to, and then meet in the center, and that'll be fine. Same thing with this one here, and then meet in the center. And then the best way is to take one of the air-driven pneumatic chisels, and then you can go ahead and chisel all the rest of this out. You make it nice and sharp, and it makes it a lot easier to do. And then when you look in here, put your finger in here, there's actually nothing between this hole and that hole where they meet. You can reach through one to the other. And of course, this is very standard too. Just drill in the front, drill in the back. Take your chisel and do it. I did this one by hand with a chisel, and it's a lot more work. The other one takes almost no time at all. So then for the leg, what we've done is one of the students brought in, are you showing the leg by the way? Mm-hmm. One of the students brought in this piece that happened to be its own natural turn and cut off a branch that looks like a kneecap, and that goes in on an angle, and the same way, drill in the back, drill in the front. And then when you look at the proportions that you'll find in the Muk Yan Jong book, you see how these come through. These need to be some type of hardwood. Pine obviously won't support it. And that's going through too in the same way. You drill one hole and then take another small bit and go below it and drill the second because it's wider, chisel it out. And then there won't be any space between this and this. It'll be open. You can see right through there. So that's your basics of how to make the arms. And if you just take a picture of the arm or measurement of the arm, it should show in the book how long that is and all that. And you take it to a woodworking shop, then they'll know how to take this diameter, round it off, go to that diameter, and then it'll be a big hunk of wood back there, which you again will cut with the bandsaw, and you just cut it off square, square, flat, and square, and then you'll make your little notches to fit in. Here. That's the basics of how to make a jong and how to make it simply. So I may need to do a follow-up video, but I think that this will probably be enough as long as you have your diagram to show where the arms go. As far as playing the jong goes, just because you have one, it's like a kid driving a Ferrari. You know, the kid doesn't know any better, but the Ferrari's not meant for a kid to play with it. You know, you drive it, it's a real precision tool, and this is a precision tool, and it teaches us a ton about how to make our Wing Chun better. So if you don't have the Wing Chun, and you haven't been through third form, and you haven't formed proper tools, and you don't understand the physics of how it all plays together, then you're just one more person beating on a piece of wood. But if you want a precision instrument that really refines your Kung Fu and makes it better, much more powerful and concise and efficient, then you're going to want a Muk Yan Jong. So, come visit us, get your training started, take it home, come back periodically, open a school, preserve this beautiful, fantastic Kung Fu. We'll see you then.